I'm so excited to make this video and share with you the production behind my new single with Drew Ava called Weightless. This is the first song I have ever produced all the way through and actually released. I've produced a lot of other songs, but never one that was even close to being good enough to release. So be encouraged. If you're still producing music and don't feel like it's there yet, it will be one day. So let's get into the production. All right, so Greg is the guy who mixed this. This is not going to be a mixing tutorial. This is strictly going to be production. So Drew sent me a guitar and vocal to start off, which sounded like this.
I was running for so long, yeah, lost my way, bound by chains, I was met by grace. You came running, yeah, you came running for me.
So I thought that felt a little bit slow when it got to the chorus.
Fragrance, every word that you say, yeah, the way that you love is amazing, and I'm blessed to know you more.
So that's how it started out. That's what Drew sent me, and after some back and forth, I thought maybe it could be sped up a little bit. So sure enough, we ended up speeding it up, and yeah, so then I just kind of time-aligned the guitars that he sent me. And so there we had the start of the song. Something I've learned in the production process over the last few years working with professionals is that all of them use reference tracks. So whenever we were wanting to curate the actual sound of this song, we needed a song to reference. We ended up referencing the song Wake Up Sleeper by Austin French. And I started with this drum groove, this drum loop. This is what it sounds like. So I found that drum groove, really liked it. Also, I knew that I was going to want to get some claps in this at the very beginning. So I have this. I have a few, as you can see, I've layered 3 different sounds on top of each other. So I've layered this one, this, and this, which make that. So I had that drum groove, or I had those claps coming in. I didn't end up using this, which I think is like a clock. Yeah, I didn't end up using that. You can tell it's not lined up. Either way, used those claps, and then added some more added some snares eventually into it. It's very basic production, honestly. The drum groove is really simple. And then added some cymbal swells, which sounded like this. So had all that. All together, the drum groove sounds like this. Not much to it. It's pretty simple. That's pretty much the drum groove. Really simple. After we had the drum groove, something I really like is like tropical sounds and syncopation. So I really wanted this track to groove in the chorus, but also in the verses. I usually lean towards tropical sounds and syncopated rhythms. So here's what I went with the keys. I did a lot of plucks, sounds, a lot of pluck sounds. So I love that tropical sound it has going there. And then this one, I wasn't sure how this was going to go. I didn't know if I really liked the aggressive, like, wah, 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 wah sound. But within the mix, it turned out like it actually sat well in the mix. So I was glad I went with that. Have this keys. Just an upright piano. Cool. And then we get to the chorus part. Okay, the chorus is where we get into a little more sounds whenever it comes to the actual like keys group, which it's not just keys as you heard. I've also got some horns in there. I wanted to add horns into this song because I love horns in music. And I was kind of thinking along the trumpets vibe that by Jason Derulo, but I have some horn stabs and some like main melodic horns. But this is the horn stabs. This is just native instruments. It's just native instruments, studio horns. Let me see if I can find the... Yeah, and then here are the other trumpet pieces. In hindsight, I should have used a staccato horn instead of like a legato horn, but here's the horns together, the stabs and the melodic part. So loved that. I added this pulsing pad. I learned this trick from my friend Greg, where I sidechain a kick. I love a sidechained kick adding movement. So I love that feel. So, and that with that, I kind of grouped that with the horns, and that together sounds like. Love it. All right, what else do we have in here? Ignition keys. This is another one of those sounds. I was a little nervous because it was aggressive. It's an aggressive sound, but I'm learning how the sounds sit in the mix. That's what I'm saying. This is the first song I've ever released that I produced all the way through. I'm very happy with it. I'm excited about it. But some of these sounds I was a little bit nervous about. Didn't know if they would fit into the song because I like the softer tropical, more sine wave sounds. And these were a little more aggressive sounds. But in the mix, it sounds great. All right, let's go to the plucks. Ah, yes. So glaze in native instruments. Really like this sound, the awe sound. I love the airiness. I love the plucky sound. So anyway, here you go. And I added a little bit of delay, as you can hear in there, just to add some space and some groove to it. As you can tell, I really like the plucks and the syncopations and the grooves. As you can also see, I'm very bad at saving the sounds that I use. Some of this stuff, I have no idea what the sound is, and I can't find it again. This was kind of like a special moment of creating this song. Anyway, this drippy cave pluck. This is a staple of the song. And you have these pop piano. Also pop piano with the chords. Very compressed. I used a tip I learned from my friend Greg is using a very compressed stabbing sound piano in the low notes because it really pokes through. It gives that transient, that low, deep transient. Anyway, it's just something I learned. And so anytime I do like weighty, low piano, I always use a super compressed, the pop piano on Keyscape. But this is them together. Love it. Sounding great. And I got a couple more in here. What's this one? So the metal arp pluck. Ah, yes. On the offbeat with the drippy cave. Great. Metal pluck, same thing. I think I've almost went through. Okay, what's this one? See, again, Contact 7. I should have named these. See what this one is. Yeah, this was a funky one. I didn't know, again, I wasn't sure how this one was going to end up. This goes to show that, like, you don't need to 100% know all of what you're doing. Creating music and creativity in general is experimentation, and you don't have to get all super technical in the weeds. You can just try things and see how it works together. So this was one of those sounds. A cool element and a cool texture to the track. So, oh, what's this one? It still looks like I got MIDI. All right, right, so that's pretty much all of. Let's check this one again. And this is the whole keys group together. So, oh, whoa, hello, there goes a light. Sorry about that. Okay, so I've showed you the keys group, the drums group. Let's go. Oh, the acoustic group. I've shown you that. Great. Let's go to the guitar group next. So the guitars were recorded by my friend Theo. He is a beast on guitar. I'm very grateful for him. So I kind of threw some. I actually didn't throw anything down. I just had some thoughts in my head, and then Theo and I, over a FaceTime session, we hashed out the guitar parts, and it was awesome. It took one session. Theo's a professional, so the guitars in the verses are awesome. The guitars in general are awesome. But here are, let's see, I'll just run through them, see what we got. These are in the verse. It's pretty simple. These are panned left. So again, just on the left and right side. He recorded with a Kemper. What we found out is those needed some more weight to them, and we added some of that in the mix. Well, Greg added that in the mix. Oh, I like that little piece. It was just a little ear candy. All right, so then we get into the chorus. We just double-tracked the drive guitars. So right and left. I think the right side is recorded on a single coil. Left is recorded on a humbucker. A little more weight to it. So we got that. I know this isn't a very technical video, but I love the production, how it turned out, and I love the people that I created this with, and I plan to do more in the future. So subscribe, stay tuned, and keep along the journey with me. So we'll keep going. So just some more ear candy for the chorus. Oh, and these parts. So this one, so I had a couple parts in mind that I'll show you. I had Theo record a few different parts. We ended up going with this one. This is initially what I had in mind. And the one that we went with was just a harmony to the original that I wanted. Yeah, because we double-tracked it. And then, of course, we had the harmony part, which was... that was a decision I made with Theo and my friend Greg. We ended up going just with the harmony piece. Felt like it added more to it than the other piece. The other one sounded a little bit more just vanilla and stale. Back with that. So, yeah, it's just the same thing throughout the whole chorus, which ends with this. That was fun. This is my favorite part. I had Theo put a little guitar solo into this because I thought maybe it could be fun to do a little guitar solo. We didn't end up going with it clearly, but it's fun. This would have been the weightless guitar solo, but we didn't keep it in. Come on, Drew. Now I get to know you more, Jesus. You've always been the promise. Only ever wanna be honest. I loved it, but we thought it was maybe a little much, so we took it out. You crushed it, Theo. So then we'll get to verse 2 guitars, which I love. This is probably my favorite part of the production. Drew's verse is probably my favorite part of the whole song. Drew crushed it, and the production is probably my favorite with the guitars and everything that's going on. So here's the guitar pieces in the second verse. Man, I love what Theo can do. tell I like syncopation. And back into the chorus. So pretty simple. We got this chugging piece, left and right, single coil humbucker. Oh, and then this. And we got this piece along with that. So all that together, of course, those pieces together. Love it. That pretty much rounds out the electric guitar. The bridge has a little bit in it. Pretty simple stuff. That rounds out the guitars pretty much, and I don't want to get you bogged down and bored here. If you've watched this far through, thanks so much. Let's see. Okay, so now just a couple little vocal chop pieces. So this is what this sounded like originally. I wanted it to be a little more choppy and on beat, so I chopped it up a little bit, made it a little more groovy. That's what it ended up, and then I added this vocal swell with it as well, which sounds like this soloed. With some reverb on it together. Pretty simple. And then, of course, I scattered those out kind of throughout the song. One other vocal chop, vocal effects piece that I added that my friend Greg recommended, and it made a big difference, is this vocal chop. So I took my lead vocal, brought it into MIDI, and then made this vocal chop. As you can see down here, this is what it sounded like without anything on it. Oh, oh. That's what it sounded like, and then I added a filter, added some Valhalla vintage verbs, and then EQ'd it a little bit more. And so that added a good sauce to the vocal. Or just the production, the vocal effects. Lead vocal, just recorded that with my Shure SM7B. Surprisingly enough, I recorded this vocal on multiple sources, and really the demo vocal from my SM7 is what had the sauce and what we kept. I recorded it on a U87, I recorded on a Warm Audio 87, different things, and the 87 just really didn't suit my vocal like I wanted, so ended up using just the demo Shure SM7 vocal. Goes to show that you want to get a good vocal take from the demo, because you never know what you're going to capture there. This is how that sounds.
I was running for so long, yeah, I lost my way.
This was without anything on it.
I was running for so long, yeah, I lost my way.
So then I EQ'd it a little.
I was running for so long, yeah, I lost
Here's my EQ
way.
settings.
Bound by chains, I was met.
And then I added some waves tune.
I was running for so long, yeah, I lost my way. Bound by chains, I was met by
some RVox.
Came running.
And
You came running for.
I actually ended up melodyning the vocal, so you can see it there. Anyway.
I was running for so long, yeah.
And then, of course, Drew's vocal. Dude absolutely crushes vocals. The background vocals were all recorded by myself and my friend Avia. I just did unison in my room. And then this was clutch. My friend Jose, I showed him the song before it was finished, and he was like, dude, you need to add in at the end, oh, you're so worthy, oh, you're so holy, or whatever, something like that. And so we ended up doing that and adding some harmonies, and this was what that ended up sounding like.
Oh, you're so worthy, oh, you're so holy, oh, you're so worthy, can't get enough of you.
So I love that. I don't know if those vocals are tuned or not, but either way, they did get tuned. I'm not going to run through all those. You can see there's a lot of takes, and they're all the harmonies. And then, of course, right here, this is all of it together. So on that burning and stirring there in the bridge, I wanted to add this. I had this idea, this big, like, choral harmony just opening up right there. So I created these harmonies and recorded them with Avia. And here's what those sounded like, just those isolated pieces. Just like that. I don't have vocal lines, so you can tell they're kind of a little bit off, but worked with what we had. And then here's the burnin'. See, it kind of hits in a little bit aggressive, but Greg tamed that up in the mix. Appreciate that. And then here at the end, we just had some hey, hey, heys. Hey, 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 hey. All together, it sounded like this.
Oh, you're so worthy. Oh, you're so holy. Oh, you're so worthy. Can't get enough of you.
Great, and then the chorus, or the bridge sounded like this.
Worthy. Oh, you're so holy. Oh, you're so worthy.
Love it. Last but not least, we had the bass. If you've made it this far, thank you so much. Like, subscribe, whatever. I just want to share my music with you. If this can help you in any way, I want to share it. And I appreciate everybody who watches and listens. Here is the bass piece recorded by my friend Dante, who is actually Avia's husband. Had that 5-string bass so he could get real low. We took a few different takes of this, and this is the one we ended on. Yeah, love it. He can do things on bass that I never could. What's this part? Yeah. So I added a little bit of, this is without anything. So I added a little bit of saturation, so it would cut through the mix a little bit. Great, love that part. All together, it went from this.
I was running for so long, yeah, I lost my way. Bound by chains, I was met by grace. You came running, yeah, you came running for me.
And the chorus.
You know, it's such a beautiful fragrance. Every word that you're saying, the way that you love is amazing. And I'm blessed to know you more.
To this.
I was running for so long, yeah, I lost my way. Bound by chains, I was met by grace. You came running for me.
To the chorus.
It's such a beautiful thing. What you're saying, what you love is amazing. I'm blessed to know you more. You got me feeling so weightless, lifting my heart in amazement. Reading these verses in pages, I get to know you more. Oh.
Thank you so much for checking out this production. If you haven't streamed my song with my friend Drew yet, it's called Weightless. You can listen anywhere you stream music. It'll be linked in the description below. Thank you so much for watching this far. If you have made it this far, consider subscribing. Also, check out my website. It's in the link down below. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.